You ever open a group chat, see 147 unread messages, and immediately think, yeah, I'll come back to this later. But you don't. Not because you don't care. Actually, it's the opposite. You care so much that the noise feels heavy. The jokes, the plans, the side arguments, the random memes at 2 a.m. Your thumb hovers over the screen, your brain starts working overtime, and suddenly closing the app feels like self-defense. And what's funny is, people assume you're distant, cold, uninterested. Meanwhile, you're the one who remembers birthdays, checks in privately, and replays conversations in your head for hours. So what's really going on here? Why do some people avoid group chats but still care deeply about others? Let's talk about the psychology behind it. And yeah, you might recognize yourself more than once. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's that one friend who never replies in the group but sends the longest private messages. First, there's the emotional processor. This is the person who doesn't just read messages, they feel them. Every tone shift, every joke that lands a little weird, every message left unread. In a group chat, everything happens fast. 10 people talking at once, sarcasm stacked on sarcasm. No pauses, no room to breathe. So they open the chat, read everything silently, and think, what do I even say here? Because whatever they say, they want it to mean something. Their brain isn't built for rapid-fire reactions, it's built for depth. One-on-one conversations, long voice notes, late-night talks where someone actually finishes a thought. To everyone else, they look quiet. Inside, they're overstimulated. If this is you, you probably replay your message 5 times before sending it, or delete it altogether because it doesn't feel right. Eventually, avoiding the group chat feels easier than constantly explaining yourself. Then there's the low drama protector. This person learned something the hard way. Group chats turn messy. One misunderstood joke, one ignored message, one side conversation, and suddenly there's tension. Not loud tension, the subtle kind that just sits there. So they step back. Not because they're scared of conflict, but because they hate unnecessary emotional noise. They've seen friendships slowly rot over screenshots and reactions. They'd rather keep relationships clean, simple, and intact. They still care deeply. They show up when it matters. They'll help you move. They'll answer at 3 a.m. They just don't want to be trapped in daily chaos. You might notice this type disappears from the chat for weeks, then suddenly sends a thoughtful message out of nowhere, or reaches out privately to ask how you're really doing. They're not absent. They're selective. Another type is the observer. They're in the group chat, technically. They read everything. They know all the inside jokes. They just don't speak. Because for them, talking isn't the default. Watching is. They like understanding the group dynamic. Who leads, who jokes, who complains, who pretends not to care. While everyone else is busy performing, they're quietly paying attention. Not in a creepy way, in a human way. They often care deeply about people, but they don't need to announce it publicly. Affection for them is private, subtle, a direct message, a small check-in that no one else sees. If you're this person, you've probably been told, you're so quiet in the group, I thought you didn't care. And you laughed. Because if they only knew. Then there's the energy manager. This person knows their limits. Social energy is not unlimited, and group chats are energy leaks. It's not just replying, it's staying updated, reacting correctly, keeping up with jokes, explaining why you missed something, apologizing for being late to the conversation. For them, silence is not avoidance, it's regulation. They care deeply, but they care in bursts. They show up fully, then disappear to recharge. And group chats do not respect recharge time. If this sounds like you probably feel guilty for not replying, even when you did nothing wrong. You think, I'll respond later when I have the energy. And later never comes. Not because you don't care, but because you care too much to respond half-heartedly. Here's the twist. People who avoid group chats often form the strongest one-on-one bonds. They listen better. They remember details. They notice emotional shifts. They show up when things get real. They just don't thrive in digital crowds, and that's the part most people miss. So if you're listening to this and thinking, wow, that's me, know this. You're not broken. You're not antisocial. You're not distant. You're just wired for depth in a world that rewards noise. And if someone in your life is like this, maybe they don't need another, why don't you ever reply? Maybe they just need to be understood.
So which one are you? The emotional processor, the low drama protector, the observer, the energy manager, or maybe a mix of all of them? Tell me in the comments. Or don't. You might prefer to message privately anyway. And if this felt a little too accurate, stick around. There's a lot more hidden psychology where this came from.